You may have heard about Brendan Sorsby. He's the college football player who was at the University of Cincinnati and had been accused of gambling on games, including ones that he was participating in. Allegedly, he transferred to Texas Tech, getting a whole bunch of NIL money, and was able to become their starter. But the NCAA has specific rules about gambling on sports and suspended him for the entire year. He sued, and the case would be going to trial in January of 2027. He and his lawyers went before a judge and basically said, hey, it's not fair to us if he's not allowed to play for this season. He's going to be losing out on potential money and his status would be harmed. So they got an injunction that allowed him to play this coming season. Texas Tech, where he's playing now, said, hey, that's great. He gives us the best chance to win, and refused to suspend him. But the Big 12, which is the conference that Texas Tech is in, said, yeah, we don't like this so much, and started trying to figure out what they could do about it. Other teams in the conference said, we're just not going to play Texas Tech in any sport, period. That's all there is to it. So it got heated and a little bit out of control, and then Sorsby decided, you know what, I'm just going to declare for the NFL draft and just leave this all behind me. So he went ahead and did that, and he's going to try and make it in the NFL through the supplemental draft. And Texas Tech, for its part, said, you know what, you can just keep the NIL money that we already gave you and just go on your way. It clears up their name and takes away all the drama. Now, whether he gets drafted in the NFL through the supplemental draft is questionable at best. You don't know. Yeah, he had some decent numbers while he was at Cincinnati, but if you look at the stats, you realize he lost a lot of games too. So it's not really clear whether he's a really elite player or not, and this whole gambling thing is potentially a problem. Because he says he went to rehab, but of course, in general, there's a degree of recidivism that happens with people who become compulsive gamblers. That said, I wanted to point you to the story of Art Schlister. He's a quarterback who came out of Ohio State back in 1982. He was drafted number 4 overall by the then Baltimore Colts. Schlister came into the league and had a gambling problem. Allegedly, he continued to gamble throughout his first couple of years in the NFL, and this became a problem, and he was suspended by the league for a period of time, but his gambling debts continued to pile up because he kept throwing more money after it, trying to chase those debts. He ultimately wound up getting cut by the Colts, went in and played for the CFL and for the Arena Football League for some period of time before he finally reached his low point and was picked up by the FBI and turned informant to turn over some bookies because he owed a lot of money. We're talking a heavy gambling debt. So the potential is that Sorsby could have the same kind of thing happen to him. We don't know what his story is like. We don't know exactly what's going on with him. But it is cautionary when you go out and get someone who's already been involved in gambling to some degree, allegedly, and you put stock in him, that something bad could happen. The Colts struggled for many years after Schlister left. I mean, he was a top pick after all. You never really know what might happen.